Starting today.
I'm ready on IVRTs. I know he's not presented. I'm just not seeing him around.
Don't see Mr. Embry Ortiz.
And
Let's put that
ready on
aside.
the code case. I'd like to start with that.
You want to go on Martinez Baca?
I believe Mr. Martinez Park was at the courtroom.
All right. So Mr. Martinez Baca, you can come forward. And Ms. Williams, you're handling that case.
Yes, I'm also handling the Meadows case.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Both cases.
Okay. All right. So we're on the record in docket 23-005-061 and 24-000-5151. That is the City of Lansing versus Alejandro Martinez Baca. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
And sir, you are Alejandro Martinez Baca, is that correct?
Sure.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pre-trial on a co-compliance issue. Well, Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I believe we have a show cause.
Yeah, I have one file set for show cause.
Yes.
And then I have another one.
new case.
Yeah, that's on the new case.
Okay, so for the file set for the show cause, I would like to ask Mr. Martinez Baca, why did he not comply with the court order last time?
And that's the new case, right?
That's for the old case.
But
the new case,
they
this is
failed
the
to
first
appear.
hearing for the new case.
So Mr. We have so Mr. Martinez Baca on file 24-000-5151. We have a show cause on your fail to comply with a ticket that was written, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. And then we adjourned the original case today's date.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So and Mr. Martinez Baca, you indicated that you were going to get compliance. That's my understanding, right? What's happened in the case?
Well, remember the last time I talked about I was going to get rid of the dogs. I talked to my sons and they want to keep the 3 dogs, but we have the extra dog also. And one of my sons, he's going to move out of my house and he's going to take the dog. But I already talked to them and they say, well, if there's any charges or any fines they can give us, we take it.
I didn't understand that last sentence.
Yeah, like if you wanna put any charges against for the extra dog that we have, you can put the charge against them, they can pay for it. I mean,
Well, that means you're just accepting the fines.
Your Honor, usually the city doesn't write the dog situation as a ticket because we cannot go in and evade the violation like we do with zoning cases.
Right.
So we're just going to keep giving them fines.
Yeah, you're just gonna build up fines over the course of times, and that's starting to be an expensive dog.
yeah, well, I talked to them and I guess they don't want to listen.
Well, then you got to give the dog to a shelter.
Yeah, that's I already talked to them and they charge us $200.
I mean, essentially what the city is saying is you have to be in compliance.
Yes.
And you've said, I don't care. I'm not going to be in compliance because I can't get rid of the dogs because my kids won't take them. Well, then you got to take over and donate the dog and be in compliance, or else you're just going to start I think it was $150 fine last determined on the first case.
Yes, Your Honor, and my understanding was that I'm going to gradually increase the amount, but given the statement that Mr. Martinez Baca had just given, I'm going up to $500.
Well, let's do, what we're gonna do here is, first of all, the show cause hearing on, I'm gonna give you 2 weeks to get rid of the dog. That will take, but I'm also gonna fine you for today, because you're not in compliance, and this has been going on since September.
Yes, I understand, sir.
You know, so this is what I'm gonna do. You gotta come in compliance, or else, as you've seen, it is gonna be the most expensive dog ever. The request today is at $500. Okay, that's on top of the $150 fine last time. We're getting into $1,000, $1,500 dog. All right. So I'm gonna give you a date certain, but this has been going on. I'm gonna fine you today. All right. Okay. So but I don't know if I'm gonna fine $500 yet. Okay.
Your Honor, doesn't seem that the situation is going to be fixed.
Well,
and they don't care.
if we don't, if I understand completely the city's position. And you're gonna get $500 if they show up next time and there's not compliance.
Okay.
But I mean, that whatever Miss Williams is requesting fine wise, it's hard for me to argue with that, because they're just asking you to comply with the code and you haven't. And now I just feel like it's just a matter of you not respecting the authority of the judge of the city.
Well, I do, sir. I respect it, but see, what happened to when my sons, that they're afraid that they're gonna put the dog to sleep once they take it.
They might, okay, but I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen if you take the dog to a shelter. I do know that if you don't take the dog to the shelter, it's gonna be a really expensive dog. I mean, we're getting up to we're gonna be up to 600, and then it adds for another 500. I mean, we're gonna be up to a $2,500 dog. All right. And we're just asking for you for compliance on one dog right now. Your sons are supposed to be taking, but let's do this. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to comply. All right. I'm going to fine you $150 like I did last time. So I'm going to grant the motion for $150.
I'm in the courtroom,
And adjourn. So this is on both cases. On the 24 case, I'm gonna accept the show cause. So I'll squash any warrant for the show cause. Because the main case is the old case, right? You have a new case that's following here. So I'm gonna indicate that the defendant showed up here for show cause on the 24 case. And we will adjourn to
February 27th at 9.
February 27th at 9 o'clock. So that's on 24000515. You showed up for show cause. I'm just adjourning that to the date. Yep. So the February 27th date is the date.
That's for the 23 case, Your Honor, not the 24.
I have a show cause on the 24th.
Oh.
On the 23, that's the one I granted the motion for $150.
Yes, but the 24, I believe it's a new case.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I just adjourned the new case.
Okay.
And then I'll grant the motion. Were you making the motion on the new case or the old case?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, I made a motion on the old case. I would like to make a motion on the new case.
Okay. I'll grant your motion on the old case. I'll adjourn the new case.
Okay.
Okay. So you're also getting a lot of cases, all right? And that's not a good thing either. So motion for $150 and adjourn to February 27th at 9 o'clock. So this is the bottom line, Mr. Martinez Baca. You have till February 27th to comply. I'm ordering, Ms. Williams is going to submit an order for $150 to via fine. I'm adjourning the old case, and that's what I'm signing the fine on, because that's the one that's going on forever. That's been since September. The new one, I'm just going to adjourn. I'm going to take into abeyance. I'm going to adjourn that to the February 27th date. Bottom line is be in compliance by February 27th. Do whatever it takes. And now you can tell your children, you can tell your boys that it's on me. Okay. You can say, look, I'm ordered to do this, and this is turning into an expensive dog. And on some level, this has been going on since September. So let's get in compliance. If not, I'm just going to start granting the fines. All right. Because that there's an indication here that you're somewhat disrespectful of the city's authority here. All right. And so I'll just granting the fines that are requested. They're not going to abate it because they don't want to go into an angry dog, but you're going to get hit with finances and finances. I don't think you want, I don't think you want that. I don't think your boys want that. So by February 27th, let's clear it all up. Okay. All right. Any questions, Ms. Williams, on this case? We have the zoning case, which I've adjourned. That's the new case, the 24 case, and the 23 case, which I've adjourned to February 27th.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll take my motion to the 27th.
All right, thank you. That's all for the record in that file. You're all set. Okay.
No, I'm still.
They didn't teach you that in law school, did they?
No, you learn how to go.
Yeah. All right, here's Mr. Paca. Are we here on, do we have Woodside Meadows?
Is
While we're at it.
Mocklet available?
What's that?
Ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Mockled, I don't know if you had the opportunity to speak with Miss Williams, who's handling the case, or did we just want to go on the record?
If you would like to. talk to
I
me,
haven't spoken. No, I haven't spoken to Miss Williams, but I could if the court wanted me to.
All right, well, let's at least we'll figure out where everybody's at here, since Mr. Staples is usually here on these matters,
yeah,
right?
but I'm covering it today.
Okay, so if you want to join and then
Come
meet
on.
Mr. Mockled,
Okay.
yeah. And then we'll call that. And then Ms. Sutter, where are we with
We are ready on Mr. Agut, Mr. Gonzalez, Ms. Taylor. Thank you. Want me to check?
Taylor? That's enough, that's 3.
Yes, that's very.
All right, did you, Ms. Williams, did you want to call those cases, or did you want to meet with Mr. Mockled?
I'd like to just handle the court case so
Okay.
that,
So that it's out of the way?
they can.
Yeah, it's,
No,
yeah,
no,
it's-
no.
yeah, we had complaints about the length of the case.
Yeah, they're doing this.
So, if you, once you join, I'll put you in a breakout room with Mr.
I
Mockled.
just did.
All right, Mr. Mockled, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with attorney, Assistant City Attorney, Ms. Williams. And you'll get a prompt to go to room 1, I believe. And then, Ms. Williams, I put you, you're in room 1 already, so you
Yeah.
should get a prompt.
Your Honor, Ms. Taylor, it looks like my office had previously withdrawn. I am reappointed to her case, but I did catch this morning that I don't think my office refiled another appearance. I've asked my paralegal to do it this morning.
All right. Ms. Sutter, you got caught right between 2 code compliance cases.
Seems so. I'm hoping we'll see Mr. Wood back again today, but I don't trust the MDOC.
Yeah,
Doesn't look promising.
it does not look promising. I have an MDOC sticker on him.
Yeah, Mr. Joshua Wood is an MDOC.
Oh, we're waiting for him on the Polycom.
Yeah. Well, I think it sounded like he was sent the writ for yesterday, so MDOC logged him into the state docket yesterday.
I remember. I
Yeah.
remember.
So I guess I think we're just hoping that MDOC logs him back in.
Right. All right. Not his fault.
Right,
Not his fault.
yeah. We had the same exact issue last time too. MDOC just never logged him in for his hearing a few weeks ago.
He's getting caught between all the systems involved.
And he wants to wrap this up so bad because he's getting paroled in April. So he's desperately trying to.
Yeah, I guess not to any fault of his own.
Yeah.
Would the individual on the 2382 please identify yourself on the cell phone? And you'll have to unmute. Mr. Vincent, I see you there. I'm just trying to identify this cell phone caller with the last numbers. There you go. What's your name?
Westbrook. Dan Westbrook.
Westbrook.
Yeah, he's a 930. He's one of mine.
I see. All right. All right, Mr. Westbrook, you're in the right place. Give me a few minutes. We've got some cases to call in front of you, so stand by.
Just hold the line.
Yep, stay on the line, stand by. We have some cases to call in front of you.
Okay. Actually, mine would have been quick and easy. Okay.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 23008991. That is the City of Lansing versus Woodside Meadows Apartments. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
And sir, you are Amir Maklet, is that correct?
Yes, good morning, Judge. Amir Macklin representing Woodside Meadows in this matter. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, I would like to request two hearings be set on the matter. The first hearing is going to be addressing the $10,000 fine that the city is requesting. And the second hearing, it's going to be a lengthier hearing because we are asking for a hearing on all the properties of West Side Meadows.
Fine. We'll set them both at the same time.
Okay,
And then the second formal hearing set. And that would be on the non-compliance issue.
yes, Your Honor.
So let's set aside an afternoon for this. And we can go out because we're going to take some testimony. Does it have to be on a Tuesday?
Not necessarily, because Assistant City Attorney Matt Staples will be handling
All
that
right.
hearing, so it doesn't have to.
So we'll probably block off time, treat it like that. So give it 2 or 3 hours.
We need at least 4 to 5,
Perfect.
because we're going to be discussing all the properties.
All right, so we'll block off an afternoon.
Okay,
So
And Your Honor, on behalf of Woodside Meadows, the client is in disagreement that they have not brought these first 3 buildings into compliance. They believe they have. The code enforcement officer is disagreeing with our client's position that it has been. So I think it's more appropriate to determine whether or not these first 3 properties are actually in compliance, as opposed to just pulling the entire case and bring every building on this property, which is, dozens of properties, to come into hearing. I think it'd be a better exercise for the court's resources to at least first determine if the first 3 properties pursuant to our agreement were brought into compliance. But it's however the court.
I'm just gonna call, this case has been going on since September. So I'm just gonna call, I'm gonna bring it all in.
thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bring it all in. So, because it doesn't make sense to do the last 3 if they've been out of compliance on the initial ticket since September. Let's just bring it all in.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, we
So
entered
that's-
into a. Thank you, Judge. I don't know if the court knows that we entered into a stipulated order that we would be doing these properties, in phases.
Mr. Macleod, you violated that order. You're refusing to accept the $10,000 fine that you agreed
Yeah,
to,
there's-
stipulated to back in December.
There's obviously some disagreement on the order and there's a disagreement on the compliance. So let's just bring everything at once and we'll work it all out then. Make sure you bring in the order, but they're saying you're in breach of the order, so that's not a valid order anymore. So, I'll set it for a date that works with everybody's schedule and we'll bring everything in.
Can we start with April 2nd?
So, look at your calendar for April 2nd. At
April's,
1:30.
no, I won't be available then, Judge. I have a murder trial I'm doing for 2 weeks in April. Could we
All
go
right,
towards
so
the end of
that's-
April?
That would take care of the first 2 weeks in April, April 2nd and April 9th. How
Right.
about
if
April
we could-
16th?
I should be done with that trial. I would imagine I am. To be more safe, could we do the 23rd?
I don't think the city would have 1 week difference. So let's set it for April 23rd.
I can't. We already have things scheduled after that.
Oh, so let's do April 16th then. How does April 16th look?
I picked that date.
All right. I'm gonna stick with April 16th, April 23rd. Looks like we have another hearing set.
If
So
I do
April
come up
6th
with, I'll let the court know if there's any conflict, but it should be okay. April 16th at 1:30.
At 1:30. And we've set the whole afternoon for testimony.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll see everybody ready to go for formal hearing. We've set both matters, the fine and the formal hearing for that April 16th date. I think really the fine will be indicative of, we'll probably do the testimony first. to do the entire formal hearing, and then we can look at the fine. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. So, but we've set April 16th at 1:30 aside for this file. Anything else for the record? 23008991, Ms. Williams.
Nothing further for the city. Thank you.
Mr. Macklin, anything else?
No, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. That's all set in this file. I'll keep this. Because it won't fit in the other one. Yes. Do you want it?
I don't.
You can pull your back out with that one.
Just went down his name. So sorry.
Mr. Goot?
No, Mr. Westbrook, I'm sorry. Once we have a city attorney back, he is also ready to go now.
All right.
Hello?
Mr. Westbrook, we'll call your case in just a second, okay?
Yes, sir. I just want to make sure I was still connected. Please forgive me.
All right, thank you. You're still connected.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Andrea, please never showed up.
We have some people here, but that'll be a quick one. And then we can move Mr. Westbrook, who's in the hospital.
Okay.
So we're on the record in docket 2400244. That is City of Lansing versus Danny Westbrook. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Manny Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Westbrook, who's joining us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Dan Westbrook or Danny Westbrook?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding? Or we can defer to Ms. Sutter.
Yes, I'm deferring to the public defender on the matter.
All right, Ms. Sutter.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Westbrook would be requesting a very brief reset of this case. He's currently hospitalized, and he'd prefer to be in a state where he can kind of fully understand what's going on, as well as I think he'd rather appear in person. So we'd be looking at about 2 weeks.
Any objection to the adjournment for
No,
2
Your Honor,
weeks?
no objections.
Okay, so we'll adjourn the matter to approximately 2 weeks. I don't know what my schedule looks like, but adjourn. He is currently in the hospital. Mr. Westbrook, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter, concerning your status. But we're going to adjourn today's matter for
February 27th.
February 27th at 9:30. And Mr. Westbrook, you'll get notice at the last known address for us, for you, the court has, which is the Westmoreland Avenue address. Is that still a good address for notice?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right. All right, so we'll see you on February 27th at 9:30. Anything else for the record in 2400244, Ms. Williams?
Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Westbrook, we'll see you on that date. Thank you for your appearance today. Now we'll just go in order.
Sounds good.
So Mr. Agut.
We have the 9 o'clock first, Mr. Gonzalez.
Oh, Gonzalez. Joseph Gonzalez?
Yes, sir.
I forgot about the 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
There. All right, so we're on the record in docket 23 L2812501. That is the city of Lansing versus Joseph Gonzalez. Appearances for the record, Ms. Williams.
Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter, on behalf of Mr. Gonzalez, who is standing to my right.
And sir, you are Joseph Gonzalez, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, my understanding is that Mr. Gonzalez will be pleading guilty to the amended charge of allowed person to drive in violation of vehicle code.
So allowing a person to drive in violation.
Do you mind if I say one thing real quick to somebody on Zoom?
Sure.
Mr. Westbrook, you can hang up the phone. Your hearing is over.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook.
I saw him popping up in.
Yeah, I'd say. This is a new experience for
Yes.
Mr. Westbrook.
Yes.
And we will amending which count, Ms. Williams? Count 1, 2, or
It's
there's
only
2
one.
civil infractions, so it'd be the misdemeanor.
The civil
Count
infraction is
one.
already defaulted.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see civil infractions on my docket.
Count 1 amended. Oh. The fine for that's 130.
It's $100, Your Honor, 90 days and or 100.
Oh, it's a misdemeanor. then.
It
Yes,
is.
Your Honor. If you need the code, I have it.
All right, 90 days, $100 under the PAC code.
257.326.
So that's your understanding. We would be amending count 1 of the ticket, Ms. Sutter and Mr. Gonzalez, to allowing a person to drive in violation of the motor vehicle code. That is a misdemeanor with the ultimate penalty of 90 days and or $100 pursuant to 257.326.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And that's your understanding, Ms. Williams?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Sutter, may I inquire of your client of their misdemeanor advisory rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Gonzalez, you have several jury trial rights in this matter. I'm going to walk you through those jury trial rights since you're pleading guilty to a misdemeanor, okay? All right. Now, you have the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have witnesses against you appear at trial, to question any witnesses that are brought against you. You, of course, are represented by Attorney Lauren Sutter, and she would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right. Do you have the right to have the court order any witnesses appear in your defense, to remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify? If your plea is accepted, you'll give up the claim the plea was a result of any promises other than the stated plea agreement or threats that it was not your choice to plead guilty. You'd also be giving up the right to any trial issues because you won't be having a trial. You'll be pleading guilty instead. Is it your intent today to waive your right to jury trial and to plead guilty to the amended count 1?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna bring your attention back to August 28th of 2023 at the offense location of Turner and Gear in the city of Lansing. Were you at Turner and Gear in the city of Lansing on August 28th, 2023?
Yes, sir.
All right. And did you knowingly allow someone and I'm assuming he's the person,
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you knowingly allow someone to operate a motor vehicle in violation of the motor vehicle code? All right, thank you. Anything towards the factual basis, Ms. Williams,
Your Honor, satisfied.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right, I find the factual basis to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made. Ms. Williams, do you have any objection to immediate sentencing
No
today?
objections.
All right, Ms. Sutter, are you requesting it?
I would, Your Honor, and I just would like to ask the court to minimize any possible fines. Mr. Gonzalez is struggling with money right now, so if there's any possible way that some of the discretionary fines could be lowered or waived, I would request it on his behalf.
Well, I can waive the fines and costs in relation to this, but then he's gonna have the victim's rights fee.
Yes, he does know
the
that.
state fee. Okay,
Thank you.
so I'll waive the fines and costs in this matter. But I'm gonna assess a state fee of $50, a crime victim's rights fee of $125.
Is that, you mean $75, Your Honor?
Yeah,
Or total,
$75.
$125?
It's a total, yep, $75 for a total of $125. Does your client need some time to make payment to the city of Lansing?
Yes, Your Honor,
For
if
that
you would allow
120.
him 8 weeks.
All right. So let's go 8 weeks out. 56 days. What's that? April 9th. All right, so Mr. Gonzalez, you'll have till April 9th to make payment in person, online, or by phone to the city of Lansing. It should be all paid by April 9th, that $125 debt. You can set up your own installment plan. So you can pay $10 till that date, as long as it's all paid by April 9th, right, sir? All right, anything else for the record? And 23L8-12501, Ms. Williams.
Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Your Honor, Chris Brown here. I apologize, but if the Melissa on Melissa's iPhone just happens to be Melissa Thomas, I'd love to be put in a breakout room with her.
All right. Melissa, are you Melissa Thomas on Melissa's iPhone?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to place you in a breakout room with the attorney on the case, that landlord tenant case, Mr. Brown. I will put you in room 3, you think?
Thank you.
So, Mr. Brown, you should get a prompt to go to room 3, and Ms. Thomas, you should get a prompt to go to room 3.
Your Honor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry for the interruption.
No worries. All right, that was Mr. Gonzalez. Put aside that was Mr. Wood, not his fault.
Correct.
Could we be so lucky that they'd put him in a room?
Seems a little.
The answer to that seems, how about Mr. Agut then?
He's ready to go.
All right. All right, so we're on the record in docket 22-02626. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Koala Goot. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
and Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Agut, who joins us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Koala Goot, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you can hear me all right, Mr. Agut?
Yes.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I defer to the public defender.
All right, thank you. Ms. Sutter?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, there's been no offer made, and we would be requesting a final pretrial and jury trial set.
All right, final pretrial and jury trial set. Final pretrial set for
27th at 8:30.
February 27th at 8:30. And jury trial be set for
March 5th at 8:15.
March 5th at 8:15. All right, Mr. Good, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. The final pretrial, which will you still be, Ms. Sutter, will Mr. Good still be in custody on that date, on February 27th?
Well, Your Honor, he has a fairly high bond here, unless the court is willing to amend that at all. I suspect he would be.
All right. So you'll be brought over for that February 27th pretrial at 8:30. Jury trial will be set on March 5th at 8:15. Anything else for the record? 22-02626, Ms. Williams.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Goot, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Am I going to be released today?
You're still under bond. So contact Ms. Sutter if you have any questions.
So I'm not going to be released today?
No, you're still under bond. Unless you've made bond on the case, bond's been set.
You currently have a $500 cash bond.
So how many days left for me to be in custody?
Until you post the bond or the case resolves.
Well, I don't know about this case. I do not have any case for 54 district. The only case that I have done before was Menton County. I don't know where this case
Mr.
is.
Good, I'll set up another polycom with you in a couple of days, okay?
Which my attorney?
I'm your attorney.
I need to talk to you face to face.
Yes, we will schedule a meeting in a couple of days.
A couple of days.
Yes, on Thursday.
Okay.
All right, and then we're ready on Mr. Arnett.
He is not one of mine, Your Honor, but he may be ready to go.
All right, he's here. So we're,
I don't think he's represented.
oh, and that's Conrad Vincent. All right. All right, Mr. Vincent, we're ready to call your case. We're on the record in 24-00139.
You had.
That is the city of Lansing versus Ricky Arnett. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams. Ms. Williams,
Okay, then, that's not how it works.
go ahead.
Good morning, Your Honor, Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
And Mr. Vincent.
Conrad Vincent appearing on behalf of the defendant in this matter, and Mr. Ricky Arnett also appearing by Zoom in this matter. Karen, I have not had the opportunity to speak to Ms. Williams. It sounds like she may or may not be handling this case, but I haven't spoke to a prosecutor at all so far in this case.
Did you want to talk to Ms. Williams in a breakout room concerning this matter?
Please.
I think you're already joined, aren't you?
I think I am.
So, yeah, I've got you on the room already.
Yep, I am.
All right, so Mr. Vincent, you'll get a prompt to go to room 1. And then Amani, Ms. Williams, you can rejoin room 1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And I do need the papers today to the system, so I need the papers.
Mr. Westbrook, you're free to leave the room. Your hearing is over. Or, I'm so sorry. Mr. Agut.
Mr. Agut, you're all set. Thank you for
I
your
need the
appearance.
papers for today, so I have to know what date I have to come back.
Your case has been reset for the 27th, and I'll be meeting with you on Thursday.
27 for this month?
Yes.
I know,
That's your
we'll
next
talk to Mr.
hearing.
Brown when he gets here.
I was curious.
Yeah, but
I
we haven't
have to
had.
be released today,
I was just
right?
curious.
Your next hearing is on the 27th. I will meet you on Thursday. You need to step out of the room now, please.
All right, Mr. Brown, I think we can call 23-03437 with Ms. Thomas.
Yes, Your Honor, we have a quick dismissal.
All right, so, oh, it's going to be a dismissal?
Conditional dismissal.
Okay. Here's the problem I have with that is that we never had a pretrial on it. It went right to default. Right, it went right to second hearing. So why don't we do this? Why don't we schedule it for a pretrial with the understanding that we'll just treat that as another hearing, and then the conditional dismissal can be advanced to the court.
Actually, Your Honor, if we could, the only condition of that conditional dismissal was us to change it to a termination case because Ms. Thomas has agreed to move out by the end of the month. So if you could give us the first available date in the month of March, if she moves out, as she says she's going to by the end of the month, then we're going to file a dismissal.
All right, that might work. That might work even better. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we'd be looking for the first available hearing date or pretrial date in March.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because I think the hearing, the pre-trial dates maybe.
Yeah, we're not going to have a hearing.
So you need a pre-trial date.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're just looking for a date. Really, it's really a control date to make sure Ms. Thomas moves out so you can file your dismissal.
Understood.
Yeah. So.
And Ms. Thomas, hopefully you have my telephone number on the court documents in front of you.
Okay.
Well, if
And then
you do,
Ms. Thomas,
great.
Yes, I do.
just in anticipation, if this doesn't, I'm sure everything goes the way it will be. But would you, Mr. Brown, did you need authorization to change this to a termination of tenancy if need be?
I do, Your Honor. Yes.
All right. All right, Ms. Thomas, do you give authorization during this hearing to change this non-payment case to a termination case if necessary? I don't think it will be, but if necessary, so we can go forward. It looks like this case is going to end up with a dismissal once you're once you give up possession of the residence.
Okay. Yes, I agree.
All right. So, Mr. Brown, you have authorization to change the nature of the case from a non-payment to termination of tenancy, and we will set a control date or formal hearing date to make sure the possession is granted over on March 6th. Is that right?
March 6th at 10:15.
March 6th at 10:15. So, Ms. Thomas, appear by Zoom if you need to. The court would entertain a dismissal before that date. If you're out by that date, obviously, Mr. Brown would just indicate to my staff that a dismissal is coming. If not, you should treat that as a date to show up in person or show up on Zoom, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
And Mr. Brown, you have that date of March 6th at 10:15?
I do, Your Honor, but I have one more request of Ms. Thomas,
Okay.
please. If she has my telephone number on her court documents, that number is available to call 24/7. It's also available to text. We have an internet-based texting system, so you can actually text that number and just say, "I've moved out." And that's going to trigger me to actually check on that. So you don't actually even have to call. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Thomas,
You
got
had
that
cut
information?
out after. I can't hear anything. Oh, now
All
I
right.
can.
Look, you have Mr. Brown's number, and you can text or call that number in order to confirm that you've moved out.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All
Your
right.
Honor.
Anything else in 23-03-437, Mr. Brown?
Nothing. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Thomas, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, we're not helping.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Vincent, our Zoom is back.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So we're back on the record in docket 2400139. And that is Ms. Williams, did you have the opportunity to speak with Mr. Vincent in a breakout room?
Yes, Your Honor.
And my understanding is at this time, we're requesting an adjournment for 45 to 60 days for compliance. Is that your understanding, Mr. Vincent?
Well, to be specific, to get a substance abuse evaluation.
Okay. All right. And that would indicate to the city the negotiations concerning this matter. So we will adjourn we'll start at 45 days. So 6 weeks out. March 26th at 9 o'clock. So Mr. Arnett, please keep in contact with your attorney, Mr. Vincent. We've set this for March 26th at 9 o'clock, and you should receive notice by Mr. Vincent or at your Berry Avenue address. All right, sir?
Yeah. Yes,
All right.
sir, thank you.
Anything else for the record in 2400139? Ms. Williams.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Vincent, any questions of me?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
That is the City of Lansing versus Dennis Embry Artis. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Manny Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
All right. This was scheduled for 9 o'clock. It is now 10:22. I do not see a Dennis Embry Artis in the Zoom courtroom. I see nobody by that moniker in the waiting room, and there's nobody by that name in the physical courtroom. It would appear that the defendant has failed to appear for the pretrial. Ms. Williams, how are we proceedings?
Your Honor, I was in contact with him a couple weeks ago by email, and the city was going to proceed and dismiss the case today. So I think it's a misunderstanding. He thought that if the case is going to be dismissed, that he doesn't need to
All
show
right.
up.
Okay.
So I'd like to ask for a courtesy reset for 2 weeks, so I would get the chance to email him and let him know that he needs to show up.
I'll leave it up to you. Yeah, we can reset it for a hearing, or I can just entertain the dismissal if that's where we're going.
Okay, then the city moves to dismiss.
Because if he's met compliance issues with
Yes,
you-
he did.
Okay. Then I'm there must be, I think that's correct. There was a misunderstanding as to it is, okay, so I'll write that out, misunderstanding.
As a trusted liaison to the states and the Congress, but as part of our delegated duties from the archivist, we
That's a
are
ticket.
responsible for accepting the certificates of ascertainment and the certificates of vote.
All right, so I'll grant the motion to dismiss without prejudice concerning the ticket and compliance. It's without prejudice, which means the people could reissue if they choose to, but for our purposes today, the case is dismissed. So no bench warrants issued on the matter. Anything else for the record in docket 220298, Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. And then we're on the record in docket 20-01041 and 24, I'm sorry, and accompanying 20L2560341 and 21022818. That's City of Lansing versus Joshua Wood. And I know exactly where Mr. Wood is. Appearances for the record, Ms. Williams
Assistant City Attorney Amanda Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
and Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lawrence Sutter on behalf of Mr. Wood. He is not present at this time, though not by his own fault.
All right, so I'm going to indicate what I know for the record, and then we can go from there. Mr. Wood, first time was not brought over by Department of Corrections, was not on Polycom on the first time. Yesterday, Mr. Wood appeared from the Department of Corrections on Polycom, and we told him that he's got to show up tomorrow. The writ was wrong on the date. So through the court, when I signed the writ, it had an error on, it was one day off. Okay, he came on Monday and we were set for Tuesday. So this has been through no fault of his own. It's been through the court with a date off and the Department of Corrections that Mr. Wood was unable to appear. So I just think we reset it and hopefully line it all up so Mr. Wood can take care of this, because he's in the Department of Corrections and he's got bigger fish to fry.
That's correct, Your Honor. And if possible, I'd like to ask for the shortest reset we can reasonably do. He's set to be paroled in April, and I know he wants to handle this case.
Yeah, I agree. I know we have to give them some time to do Polycom. And right now I'm so afraid of getting out of my lane. So yeah, let's reset this. No bench warrants issued, none of that, because I know this is none of his doing. And let's reset for
February 27th at 9.
February 27th at 9:30.
So those are considered part of the administrative record. Part of
And then, Your Honor, before we close the record, I'd like to hear just one very brief thing, note for the record.
All right, Ms. Sutter, you can make a record concerning this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is just a kind of note for the record regarding notice. At the last hearing, GIS was down. So my office was advised by the court that we would be sent a notice to appear, so we were aware of today's date. That did not happen. I discovered this by him showing up yesterday morning. So our office has not been being sent any of the notices to appear from the days that GIS was down. So we're not being made aware of any of these hearing dates.
All right, so let's fix that, because that's a JIS problem. At least, so this is one of several from on that date.
That's correct. Yeah, I believe there's 2 days within a couple of weeks where JS wasn't working. It was on the record noted that we'd be sent notice, and yes, this is one of few where it didn't happen.
All right, I remember it well. All right, so we have reset for February 27th at 9:30. We'll make sure that at least on our end of it, that we make sure notice the Public Defender's Office in regards to the dates when JIS was down. And I believe that was 2 days. It was down.
Yes.
2 days that the notice that computer program was down.
That's right. Yeah, a couple across the state day and some across the city.
All right. All right. Anything else for the record in any one of these files? 20-01041, 20L2560341, or 2102-818, Ms. Williams.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, thank you. We got JIS go down, we got Zoom.
Your Honor, if I may, I apologize. If I could be put in a breakout room with Tori Jeffries.
Yes, let's put you. So Ms. Jeffries, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with the attorney, Mr. Brown. Ms. Jeffries, you'll have to unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you'll get a prompt to go to room 3, and Mr. Brown, you can go back to room 3.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, and then we have Mr. Oriano.
That's correct, Your Honor. And I've checked the hallway. I do not see him here.
All right. So we're on the record in docket 24-00239. That is the City of Lansing versus Rudy Oriano. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams
Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
and Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Oriano. I do not believe he is present at this time.
All right, this was scheduled for 9:30 today. Scheduled, it is now 10:29. It would appear that the defendants failed to appear for the pretrial. I do not see Mr. Oriano in the Zoom courtroom, physical courtroom, or waiting room. Based on counsel's representations, it appears that Mr. Oriano has failed to appear. Ms. Williams, how did you want to proceed?
Your Honor, I'm asking for a bench warrant bond forfeiture with 48-hour hold.
And any comment on that with a 48-hour hold, Ms. Sutter?
I would just further the request. This is his first failure to appear.
All right, thank you. There's been no prior failed to.
Not on this file.
I'm just saying he has an active.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he does?
He failed to appear on a different case last week, I believe.
All right. There was a cat's concern. Well, let's keep it with a 48-hour hold, but I'd be, there was a cat's examination done at some point in time.
That's right. The magistrate ordered it before he was to be released from ICJ. I've been checking. I don't think he's in ICJ, so it must have happened.
All right. Yeah, it did, I think. All right, so we'll place this a bench warrant bond for forfeiture with a 48-hour hold on this file. Anything else for the record in 24-00239? Ms. Williams.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further. Thank you.
All right, we're all set.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Sutter.
Your Honor, I apologize. Ms. Jeffries was accidentally sent to courtroom, to breakout room number 2 instead of number 3.
I did notice she was in with me when I just logged off.
Yes.
So let's move Ms. Jeffries to room 3.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then you can go back. And then Ms. Calabut.
Yes, sir.
You're here on the Mid-First Bank case?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'll see you next
We'll see you, Ms. Williams. All right. So we're on the record in docket 23-03373. That's Mid-First Bank versus Stephen Iman. This is the time set for a second hearing on the matter. Ms. Calvet, your appearance for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jasmine Calvet appearing on behalf of plaintiff P82755.
All right, this is time set as indicated before. For a second hearing, we previously met on January 24th and set it for second hearing when the defendant failed to appear. It appears this was scheduled for 10 o'clock. It is now 10:32. I do not see a Mr. Iman or Eman in the Zoom courtroom, physical courtroom, or a waiting room. It would appear that once again, Mr. Iman has failed to appear for the second hearing. Ms. Calabat, how would you like to proceed?
Your Honor, we move for a default judgment. This is a complaint for possession after a mortgage foreclosure. Redemption period expired October 13, 2023. We are not seeking a judgment, money judgment.
Okay. And I think you have to file, you'll follow that up with an order. I think you have to e-file now.
Okay, no problem. Yes. So I'll e-file for February 23rd as the vacate date.
All right. All right. Anything else for the record in 23-03373, Ms. Calvin?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'll wait your order to sign by e-file. That's all for your appearance. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a wonderful day.
You too. And then Ms. Whitty, you're here on the 2 Briarcliff cases?
That's correct.
All right. You've been waiting patiently as our Zoom went down, came back up. We're waiting for it to stay up.
We hope so.
All right. Yeah. All right. So we're on the record in docket 23-03392. That's Briarcliff owner and Briarcliff Apartments versus Michelle Gardner and Brielle Bradley. This is the time set for a second hearing. Appearances for the record, Ms. Whitty.
Attorney Joy Whitty appearing on behalf of plaintiff Briarcliff Apartments.
All right, this is the time set for a second hearing. Initially, we met on January 24th. Michelle Gardner and Brielle Bradley failed to appear, so we set it for second hearing pursuant to the administrative order. I do not see a Michelle Gardner or a Brielle Bradley in the Zoom courtroom. There's nobody present in the physical courtroom. There's nobody in the waiting room. So it appears that tenants 1 and tenants 2 have once again failed to appear for second hearing. Ms. Whitty, how did you want to proceed?
We have a proposed possession judgment for the court's consideration. Rent to retain is $4,882.11. Costs are $194.75 for a total of $5,076.86.
And you'll follow this file up with an order? With
We
that
will, Your
order, all right, the court will entertain the order to follow based on the record, based on the numbers that have been placed on the record by Ms. Whitty for the tenants failed to appear at second hearing. Anything else for the record on 23-03392, Ms. Whitty?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. That's all for the record in that file. And then we have on the record in 23-03397, that's Briarcliff owner and Briarcliff Apartments versus Moesha Wade and Noesha Wade. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Whitty.
Attorney Joy Whitty appearing on behalf of plaintiff Briarcliff Apartments.
All right. This is the time set for a second hearing. First hearing was scheduled on January 24th. The Moesha Wade and Noesha Wade failed to appear at that time. So we set it for second hearing date on today's date and time. It would appear that this was scheduled for 10 o'clock. It is now 10:36. There's not a Noesha Wade or Moesha Wade in the physical courtroom, in the Zoom courtroom, or in the waiting room. So it appears that Moesha Wade and Noesha Wade have failed to appear. Once again, for the second hearing, Ms. Whitty, how would you like to proceed?
Plaintiffs are proposing a default possession judgment as follows. Rent to retain is $7,254.32. Costs are $204 for a total of, excuse me, $7,458.32.
And the acting position since the interview.
And an order to those numbers in that effect is to follow Ms. Whitty.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. So I will entertain the order to follow based on the numbers placed on the record for the failed to appear at second hearing for the default and possession judgment. Anything else for the record in 23-03397, Ms. Whitty?
No, nothing, Your Honor. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Have a nice day. All right, and Mr. Brown, I think we can call Ms. Jeffrey's case. All right, so we're on the record in docket 23-03444 LT. That's South Tree LLC versus Tori Jeffries. Appearances for the record, Mr. Brown.
Yes, Attorney Chris Brown representing plaintiff.
And ma'am, you are Tori Jeffries. You'll have to unmute yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
All right. This is the time set for second hearing today. There was a fail to appear at the January 31st hearing, so we have not had a pretrial in the matter yet. Mr. Brown, how did you want to proceed?
Your Honor, first, procedurally, I think Tori Jeffries actually did appear at the very first hearing, and
Yes,
she appeared
that is
at the
correct.
one today as well. and then logged off and then sent me a text message that I received because she said, hey, I logged in at 10 o'clock and then I logged off immediately because I guess my case has already been called. So I let her know that, hey, 10 o'clock with the court doesn't actually mean exactly 10 o'clock and you're done at 10:01. It means the court has other docket and different things. So with that said, I was able to talk with Ms. Jeffries. She's applied for assistance through MDHHS. She's been approved. She's also indicated that she anticipates receiving a decision from, I believe it was St. Vincent de Paul. Ms. Jeffries, is that the correct agency?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And she anticipates getting a decision possibly as early as tomorrow. If the court will allow, if we could please adjourn this as well to March the 6th at 10:15 or around that, like we did the other case, that'd be great.
I think we can do around that, but I think because she's applied for rental assistance, we have to put it in abeyance for 30 days.
Understood.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's do that. Give me a couple minutes to print out that order, and then we'll go back on the record, and I'll read that into the record. Okay, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Jeffries, stand by. We're gonna print that out. Takes about 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
And thank you, Ms. Jeffries, as well.
All right, Mr. Brown and Ms. Jeffries, I have your order. So I'm in possession of the order for stay of proceedings pursuant to MCR 4.201, case number 230344 LT. Ms. Jeffries has made rental assistance to DHS, and then you indicated another agency, Mr. Brown. What agency was that?
Ms. Jeffries?
Yes, sir.
What agency?
What second agency have you made a rental assistance appliance?
Yes, Your Honor. That other agency is St. Vincent de Paul.
Okay, so that's a local coordinated entry agency. All right, I'll indicate for the record, both those agencies have been sought through rental assistance. The defendant has not provided written documentation to the court that the application has been submitted for processing. The case is stayed pursuant to 4.201 due to the pending application for rental assistance. So, Ms. Jeffries, you should provide some documentation indicating that you've applied for rental assistance to the court no later than March 13th, 2024. And you can provide documentation to the civil department that you've applied for assistance. All right, ma'am? Yes, Your Honor, I can do that. Thank you. All right, this stay does not constitute a dismissal or a decision on the merits. The next court date is scheduled for March 20th at 1:30 pursuant to the 30-day abeyance. And so this will be put in abeyance till March 20th at 1:30. Ms. Jeffries, you should treat that, unless I hear from Mr. Brown, you should treat that as a live hearing. So be here on the 6th floor of City Hall, March 20th at 1:30, unless I hear differently from Mr. Brown, which would mean it's a non-adversarial hearing. All right, ma'am? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. All right. All right. I will sign the document. It's the day before Valentine's Day. I'll sign the document to that effect. So it's stayed till March 20th. Anything else for the record in 23034444, Mr. Brown?
Nothing at all. Thank you, Your Honor, and thank you, Ms.
Ms. Jeffries, do you have any questions of me?
No, Your Honor. Thank you, though.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Yep, that's all for the record in that file. Thank you, everybody, for your appearance.
Thank you. And Your Honor, I believe that concludes my matters, hopefully.
You're all set, Mr. Brown. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Everett, we're ready to call your show cause case, so you can unmute. And Mr. Everett, you can unmute. There you go.
Okay.
All right. So we're on the record in docket 23 L2776672. That's the City of Lansing versus Ray Everett. Will the parties please introduce themselves to the record? Sir, you are Ray Everett, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can hear me all right, Mr. Everett?
Yes, can you hear me, sir?
I can, thank you.
Okay.
All right, this is the time set for a show cause hearing for an outstanding balance of $225. Mr. Everett, do we need to set up another plan for the $225? Because I have no payments been made since December 4th.
Yes, sir. I can pay it I can pay it this week, sir. I thought it was February 18th, but I looked at the paper. I just had the days confused.
All right, so let me give you till the end of the week, all right?
Okay.
So the payment to the city of Lansing will be made on February 16th by 4 o'clock.
Okay, February 16th, 4 o'clock.
If
Okay.
you're so pay on February 16th by 4 o'clock. You can pay that in person, online, or on the phone, but that'll keep you out of the show cause thing, because if you don't pay, they'll just show cause you again, and we'll end up in the same cycle. All right, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else for the record on this file 23L277677722? Mr. Everett, I've got you paying the balance of the count by the end of the week, February 16th.
Yes, by 4 o'clock, right?
Yep, by 4 o'clock. You should be all set, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yep, you're all set. You showed up for the show cause. There's no warrant issued, and I've just placed on the register of actions that you'll pay by the end of the week.
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.
You too, sir. Bye-bye.
All right, Mr. Bateson, you can unmute yourself and we'll call your case. All right, Mr. Bateson, we're on the record in docket T002566-259. I'm sorry. That's 23L28096111. That is the City of Lansing versus Brent Bateson. And sir, you are Brent Bateson, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you can hear me all right, Mr. Bateson?
Yes.
All right, this is the time set for a show cause on a outstanding balance of $160 to the City of Lansing. Mr. Bateson, do you need some time to make that balance good? You got a balance of $160.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I could have some time because I just started doing Uber because I just got my license, so I was wondering if I could get a little bit more time because I literally have bucks to my name.
So let's set. So it is February 13th today. Let's set you out till April 13th. So April 13th to the City of Lansing for $160. Yes, April. So let's make it April 15th, which is a Monday. April 15th to the City of Lansing for $160 balance. So this is how it works, Mr. Bateson. You should pay all of the $160 by April 15th, or you can kind of set your own installment plan as long as it's all paid by that date. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir. It'll be done.
All right. And that'll keep you out of the show cause cycle, which you're kind of in right now. When this comes up, you're just set for show cause. No bench warrants issued for you today. You're all set. I've got full payment to be made by April 15th. All right, sir?
All right, thank you.
All right. You're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Yep.
And then, oh, we lost Miss. There she is. Miss Cummins, we'll call your case. What's the total?
550.46.
All right. So we're on the record in docket 22 L272471. L2779021 and L2779022. City of Lansing versus Amaya Cummins. Will the parties please introduce themselves to the record? Ma'am, you are Amaya Cummins, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. This is the time set for show cause on the matter. I have 3 matters that you owe the city of Lansing for. I have a balance due on one matter, an expired plate matter of $164. I have a balance due of $248 on a no proof of insurance. And I have a balance due on a speeding ticket of $156 for a total of $550.46. Ms. Cummings, you were placed on a payment plan and that didn't seem to work out for you. At least I don't have any indication that you made any payments. So how did you want to proceed today on this debt to the city of Lansing?
I wasn't aware that I was on a payment plan. However, I had another case that I was just fighting. And the last judge, it was a lady, I don't remember her name. She brought up my tickets and she told me that if I paid something, I had to pay something by last month. And that's what I did. She didn't say I'm out. She didn't say anything like that. And that's what I've been doing. I've been paying what I can towards it. You get what I'm saying? I'm a single mother. I don't have no support. My license is suspended already from it. So I can't drive already. I haven't been driving, but I do plan on when I get my taxes, I file my taxes. So when I get my taxes, just to pay it all off so I can be done with it.
All right.
I'm tired of it.
All right. So Ms. Cummins, I have you setting up a payment plan to pay $25 a month starting January 12th and to pay off until the balances were paid. And then it was, I don't have, as of January 30, that was in December 20th of 2023. And then that's why you were show cause today, because they didn't have the balance being paid. They didn't have that payment being made. So did you want to continue on that payment plan? $25 a month on concerning this entire debt until you, with the understanding that the plan is to pay it off when you get your taxes?
Yeah, I guess you can stay on this plan. I guess. Fine.
What my other
Because I
suggestion
don't
to you to get out of this.
I don't understand how I even got on the payment plan. Like, when was that? Was that the last time when I had to go to the court for a different case? Like, she never said I was on no payment plan. So to my understanding, I'm confused right now.
I don't know what happened between you. All I have is deed to pay $25 beginning January 12th on file, and then she indicated the 2779021 file and the on that file and the 9022 file until all balances are paid off. But I've got you right now at $550.46. So that if we put all 3 files together, my experience would be we should just refer this to collections, and then you can deal with collections because you're way over the amount that we usually collect on.
Right. So how would it work with collections?
Well, you'd have to contact the City of Lansing Collections Department and set up a payment plan with them, because between all 3, you're well over the limit. So you might as well just start setting up a payment plan with collections in regards to all 3 files, rather than piecemealing them at 160, 248, and 156. I would put it all together and start making a plan on all 3 of them, all put together.
Okay.
All right, so let's
do that.
Let's do that. I'm going to indicate that the total amount is referred to collections, and that would be a total of $550.46. I'll indicate that for the expired plate file. I'll indicate that for the no proof of insurance file. Total amount referred to collections at $550.46. And then on the speeding ticket file, total amount referred to collections. And that's, so how this works, Ms. Cummins, is you should contact collections, the City of Lansing Collections, to set up a payment plan on all three tickets, and that'll keep you off of the show cause status.
Okay.
So,
And I got a question. So once I pay off these tickets or whatever, do I have to pay a fee to you guys, to the courts?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, just trying to make sure. I just gotta pay off.
There's no additional fee for collections. So if you pay off what you owe to the city, there won't be any late fee or additional fee on top of that.
Okay, sounds good.
And you can, what you do is when you contact them, I would indicate to them that you can pay off a certain amount, and then once you get the financial amount from your taxes, then you'll have the ability to pay it all off, so that you don't have this hanging over your head.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Thank
All right,
you.
Ms. Cummins, you're all set today. Contact the City of Lansing's Collections Department to set up a payment. You're all set in front of me, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we're on the record in docket 19L249431 and L20L2582681. That's City of Lansing versus Byron George. This is the time set for a show cause on the matter. Between the two, there's a $459 debt. It's $258 on one and $201 on the other. This was scheduled for 11 o'clock. It is now 11:18. I do not see Mr. Byron in the Zoom courtroom, physical courtroom, or waiting room. It would appear that Mr. Byron has failed to appear for the show cause. And the court will issue a bench warrant for the non-appearance. That's all for the record on both of those files. Just add Beaver's Thomas.
Yeah, if he doesn't show up for the show cause, he has a pre-trial schedule with us on March 4th.
We just put it on that.
It's a start date, but I'm kind of thinking that it might be more productive than issuing a
Right,
bench warrant
just
for
to-
100 and.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. See, no proof of insurance on Mr.
We're just resetting Wozniak's.
Yeah. So let's reset Wozniak and Beavers.
Mr. Beavers might show up. It's not 11:30 yet.
Okay.
Wozniak, we know about.
Wozniak, if he shows up, that that whole Bear River thing didn't go very well.
Schedule.
That whole rehab in Bear River thing was completely misplaced.
Okay, so when is his next available date? So it looks like Mr. Wozniak is set for the 27th. So I will move this show cause to the 27th. Yes, show cause. I'm tracking myself. Not yet.
There's Mr. Let me put those with the ones. 301. 681. Beavers. Brody. Kamamari. Kamaromi. Rivera. I think everybody.
Give me Wozniak.
You want Wozniak? Okay.
You might have to. Oh, you might have.
It's like I think a lot of people had the idea of celebrating Valentine's Day on Fat Tuesday because reservations are full for Fat Tuesday.
That is not so great.
Well, that makes sense. You don't want to ruin Valentine's Day with Lent. It's kind of a drag. Kind of takes the fun out of it.
That it does.
So it's the over under. Oh, you said Camerari is in custody.
So Brody, if he showed up, he's got a bunch of other files. Why are we putting show files at 64? He made a payment on the 7th.
He owes $306. Is that enough for collections? What's collections over under?
Beavers or Brody?
Kamarami.
Oh, I haven't got to that one. It's close enough.
Because he's incarcerated, so they're not getting any money.
Well, that's just that there's no.
There's no there. So is Kamarami supposed to join us by Polycom?
Yes.
We're just gonna refer that to collections because
Yeah.
he's got bigger fish to fry.
That's what it is.
What's he in jail?
That's what I'm here. I'm guessing he's got something wrong.
Well, it's not the minor in possession.
He had a 6-count assault felony that looks
Yeah.
like went up.
That's it's got bigger problems than this. This is small potatoes.
Okay, so he's already on collections on another matter, so this just needs to get added to collection.
Okay, I'll tell him that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to read through a bunch of files. We'll just add it to his collections.
It's only 19.
He's 19.
Yep.
He had a 6 count, self-intent arms, CCW,
Oh, I know this kid.
Weapons unlawful.
I sat through his prelim at Judge Simmons one.
robbery,
you really?
serious injury, robbery at arm, felony firearm. Oh, yeah. He's not. He's got bigger problems than when he goes district court.
When they bring him out, just tell him it's referred to collections.
And he's got a hold from Eden County.
I have a friend who's a assistant U.S. attorney on the eastern side, western side. So he's on the western side, so Grand Rapids. Is that who took our kid, the gun charge? Easterly's client. Did he go eastern or western?
I don't know. It's still with us.
Is it
as of
still with
right
us?
now. That's a prelim we have this week.
Okay. That'll be interesting because.
Well, I know before I've had went down there and got an inmate and ATF grabbed them before I could bring them up before, so
Yeah.
it'll happen again.
Yeah, that's. If you go down and he's there and you come up and he's not, it's gonna cause you injury. Yeah, I'm just glad they got the Zoom up.
education to definitely help us.
So okay, so sir, are you Gavin Kamarami?
Yes.
All right. Okay, this is the time set on docket 234-225-1671. That is the City of Lansing versus Gavin Kamarami. And sir, you are Gavin Kamarami, as you indicated. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, this time set for a show cause on a City of Lansing file based on a ticket. You know what I've done, Mr. Kamarami, since you don't have an out date yet, or somewhat of we don't know your out date is, I placed this with your other collections file. So when you're able to get out, you should just contact the City of Lansing and the collections department. I went ahead and placed this collections file with those based on your current status, okay? Is that a yes, sir?
Yes.
All right. All right. So when you're able to get out, go ahead and contact the City of Lansing, and they'll have this file along with your other collections cases, okay? So you're all set, Mr. Kamarami. Mr. Beavers Thomas. And are either one of you Levante Brody? What's that? Jasmine Rivera. All right, Ms. Rivera, you can come forward. All right, so we're on the record in docket 20-0220. That's the City of Lansing versus Jasmine Rivera. And ma'am, you are Jasmine Rivera, is that correct? All right. This time set for a show cause. You have an outstanding balance of $375 to the City of Lansing. I think this came out of the retail fraud case. Yeah. Do you need some additional time to make that $375 payment?
Yeah.
How about if we set you up on a plan?
Yeah.
Would that work?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's probably a better bet. So let's make what would be, I'm thinking $25 a month.
That's not, but how long would that go out to?
370, probably 11 months.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's,
I mean,
that might,
so it's 375 that you owe divided by 25, be about 15 months.
okay, so I could do a little more than that.
So do you want to do 30?
Yeah, to make it in less than a year.
Less than a year?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's try, let's see what. $25. Let's do $32.
Okay.
I think if we do $32, that'll be less than a year.
All right, yeah, that works.
Yep. And so the last payment will just be to pay it off
Okay.
for the last year. All right, so we're gonna set up a payment plan. I'll extend the first payment out.
Okay.
All right, just to give you some time to get your finances together. But we'll, on the balance of $375, we'll set up a payment plan. Do you want it set up? Do you want your first payment to be due March 1st or April 1st?
We can do.
It'll be a year from that date. So
Okay, so we can do March 1st.
okay, so it'll be March 1st. 25, it'll be $32. And then each additional month, $32 until paid off, it'll be about a year.
Okay.
I think the last payment will be like $28.
Okay, yeah, no, that works.
So you can make payment online, in person, or to in person to the 6th floor of the City Hall. If you make the payment, then you won't be show cause. If you don't make the payment, you'll just end up in the cycle of show cause. Okay. And if you don't show up for that, it leads to a bench warrant. Okay. So let's avoid that. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So first payment will be due March 1st, $32. And then every month after that, $32 until it's paid.
Okay.
Anything else for the record in this file, Mr. Rivera?
No.
All right. Thank you. You're all set.
Where do I pay online?
You can pay online, go to the City Hall, Lansing 54A City Hall, and there'll be directions on how to pay it off.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Brody's got about 3 minutes. Beavers Thomas, you've reset.
Yes. I just sat in accordance with his.
Yeah. How much does he owe on that ticket?
Who?
Beavers Thomas. It's a handicap ticket.
160. Let me look back up though. I don't remember.
He's got bigger fish to fry 2 months. I can't remember. We had him yesterday for a stat day, so.
It's a DWLS. I'm guessing because of the sticker. He was 145 on a handicap ticket.
All right. We'll set him up on a plan and.
Yeah, this is what suspended his license.
Oh, his failure to pay this cost suspended his license. So is that testimony or is that argument? I can't either. That sounds like testimony.
That's a witness testifying.
Yeah, it sounds like testimony because it's not being broken up. Then he's got to be crossed by Zoom by 7 lawyers.
Just awful.
It's just awful. I bet it is. I bet it is.
I'll ask the same questions too.
And everybody wants.
They all ask different questions until Silver's the buy.
until Silverthorne is like, why am I here? All right, so we're on the record in docket 22-00842. That is the City of Lansing versus Levant Brody. It's docket 22-00842. This was scheduled for 11:30. It is now 11:46. It would appear that the defendant has failed to appear for show cause on the outstanding debt to the City of Lansing, and a bench warrant is issued. I do not see Mr. Brody in the Zoom room, physical courtroom, or the waiting room. So for non-appearance, the show cause is issued, bench warrants issued on 22-00842.